founder and president of the Country Music Fan Club. And there she is, the lovely, the talented. Y'all say hi to Hannah Belle. Hello, Hannah.
Hi there. How are y'all?
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here on Skip Happens.
Well, Skip Happens. And I love the y'all, by the way. I love that. I love that when it's just, that's y'all. It's a good thing.
Yeah, of course. I don't know how to say anything else.
Oh yeah, I've heard you're quite a talker, so I love it. I think she might have froze up again. But Hannah, can you hear me? There you are. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh, I hate internet. It's a wonderful blessing and a curse.
I know. Describe where you are in your surroundings right now.
Okay, so I am in my studio.
Love it.
Which also acts as a workout studio, music studio.
Love it.
And bedroom to my 2 dogs.
All right.
What kind of dogs y'all got?
I have a Yorkie and a Shorkie. So as you can tell, I'm a big fan of the Orkies. I love my 2 little dogs. Yeah. So they are like my best friends.
And their names? What are their names?
So my Yorkie, his name is Wicket. And Wicket is named after the little Ewoks on Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the one with the orange thing? His name is Wicket. He looks just like him. And then my Shorkie, her name is Tink. I really don't know where that came from. Tink. She's just a little Tink. She's a little bitty old thing. She's just cute.
It's Tink. It's little. It's tiny.
Yeah,
so it's
Tink.
I got you. Hannah Belle is a recording artist, a Nashville recording artist. She has a song on the radio right now called Bridesmaid. And let's talk about your background a little bit. How did you get to where you are today? I guess you're from a family that's full of musicians.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. On both sides of my family, I always say that it runs in our DNA because you just can't beat the music gene. No matter how hard you try, it's going to be there. My dad grew up playing music. He was in a band all throughout his life. But of course, my family has just been musical from my great aunts and uncles. They even say we run back to the lines of Mickey Gilley. So it's just a musical family. And I grew up, my dad's a Baptist preacher, and he always had a stage for us to sing on. We kind of started a little family band when I was about 5. I don't know, somewhere along in there.
Okay.
I played a little red tambourine. I still have that thing, and sang my little heart out. Brother and sister were in the band, and my dad. And Mom sat in the audience and smiled at us. If she wasn't smiling, we knew we were terrible. It's been going on for a while.
There was those magic signals without the words. So
Exactly. She still does that today.
Mom's not smiling. You got some explaining to do.
That's exactly right. She knows best for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the band and all. Were you like a wedding band or just a party band or was it more of a gospel thing?
It was more of a gospel thing. We sang at churches, we sang at fish fries, all those kinds of things to where it evolved though. I kind of stuck to it. My brother, he's a good bit older than me. My sister is too. I kind of stuck to it, and they kind of, grew up and faded away. And I just kept on singing and singing and singing to where it evolved to where I was singing at school events and things like that, even on to where I got my own band, started writing music and, tried to cash in my ticket to the old Nashville dream.
Now, where did you say you were again? Are you in Nashville or no? I'm sorry. I might have missed that.
I'm not. I just told you I was in my studio. I failed to give you geographic location. If you want to pinpoint me.
Longitude, latitude.
Yes. I am in South Louisiana right now.
I'm looking for the red dot on the Google map.
Yeah, find me. Zoom in. But yeah, I live in Covington, Louisiana, which is right across Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans. But I grew up in South Mississippi. People in Louisiana all the time were like, "Where are you from?" Oh, not here.
You really don't have that strong of an accent for being, for being where you're from.
I'm putting on for you, Skip.
Yeah, I'm in Syracuse and I'm going, y'all.
There you go. I'm rubbing off on you.
already. That's a good thing. You got a great song on the radio right now. It's Bridesmaid. And by the way, if you're viewing this and you do listen to The Wolf, you're going to hear that song played periodically throughout the day, which is pretty cool. And one thing, not only with Skip Happens, but with The Wolf here in Syracuse, we really like to put the emphasis on the newer and the up and coming artist like yourself. I know you've been doing music for quite some time, but once you get a song on the radio and you need to be heard, and we do the podcast so you get seen, it's pretty awesome. So
yeah, and it means a whole bunch to people like myself that you guys support musicians like us, because we know that you could be playing that new #1 hit, which I know you are, that Bluebird by Miranda Lambert, but you're playing me along with it, and that makes us feel really special and really helps us get our foot in the door. So we appreciate that.
You've been
really
looking at the chart, I see.
Yes.
I looked at the chart today and saw that like Bluebird was like way up there.
Yes, it is. And well deserved. I love that song.
The thing is, you talk about that, but that was on the radio a while, and nothing happens overnight. It slowly goes up the chart.
Yeah.
And even for you as an independent artist, you're starting to go up that chart. I mean, you got a lot of the well-established artists, but still you're on that same chart. So that's pretty cool.
It is pretty neat when you look on the Music Road chart or anything else and you see your name just a few names below, Dierks Bentley, or of course he's probably higher up there, but you know what I mean? It's neat to be able to say, hey, I'm up there with them, and hoping that I will continue. Speaking of dogs, do you hear them in the background?
This is what a podcast is all about. This is why I call it Skip Happens, because
that's exactly right.
It's real life, because I have a dog. Deb's got a dog. You never know what you're going to hear. You never know what you're going to see. I mean, I'm in my studio just like you, and Deb is in her living room. But
yeah, I think somebody's at my door. I don't know if they're trying to sell me something or what. My husband's trying to take care of it, but who knows what's going on out there.
Ring doorbells.
Ringing doorbells, knocking on doors. I'm sure he's probably like, y'all be quiet. My wife's on the radio in there.
They're not. Oh, they're listening. I think they listened to him.
They did. I can see them through the door there. They're like, oh, we're going to get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that, y'all. That's real life, like you said.
Mom's right. Yep, something's going to happen.
You'd be surprised what we encounter on this podcast, right?
Hey, I love it. This whole, staying home business. I'm sorry, I talk with my hands a lot, and I'm just it's all over the place. But it has really made these types of things really neat because you do get to see the inside of my home. I've been doing Facebook Live events, other things with different radio stations, and it's right here from home. You don't know it, but I got my workout pants on.
Exactly.
Right now,
well, you don't know it. Never mind. Not even. Who was it? Wasn't there there was a reporter that got caught like he was in his shorts? He did his story, and then the camera panned back or whatever. And he was just like in his boxers or something.
I mean, why not? They just see you from here up. So
a lot of people are doing that. I think Kelly Ripa one day put her leg up. She goes, "See, I'm in my pajamas underneath."
That's nice. That's the way to go right there.
This is I call it the new reality. With everything that we're doing, this is not going to end anytime soon. I know people will argue with me and they say it's got to go back to normal, but you know what? This is the new reality.
Yep.
And that I'm doing okay. I know Deb's doing okay, but it's the artists like you that need to get out there. It's doing what you do that need to go out and be in front of these fans. However, what we're doing here is just another way of doing that, but still, it's still not the same as if you're on that big stage or doing a show somewhere and being able to connect with, your fans and maybe even making new fans at the same time. You just don't have that. It's hard to do. It's hard.
It is hard. We had over 20 gigs that had to be canceled, and we're still canceling gigs right now for things that we thought might go on in the fall. And so that was hard, but to be honest, I think that I have really gained a lot more fan engagement through this virtual way. I've made fans from people that I never would have gotten to be in front of on a stage, people across in Europe and different places like that are seeing these types of things right here. So I can't say that it has been a total washout. In fact, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise because
True. I have to.
It's right here, so it's really been cool.
Oh, there you go. I thought I lost you for a minute, but you're there. You kind of.
Oh man.
You know what happens when you freeze up? It's usually like this face with your mouth is open and one eye. You know, it's like it's always a weird look when you freeze up.
The worst.
If my picture freezes up, it's like some fat guy behind a camera. Like, what is that? But,
both of us have had some pretty nasty freeze pictures.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll just keep smiling just in case.
There you go.
There you go. I love that. You know, you're right, though. And I think Deb and I would agree. This quarantine, of course, everything that's been going on with the COVID and all, it is bad. But then again, we've learned a lot from it. And there is a good side to it where we've learned to do things that we never would have imagined. We would never have thought of doing some of the things that we're doing now because of the COVID.
Yep, you're so right.
You know,
I would like to get back out there, but hey, we got to do what we got to do to get everybody safe. You know.
Yeah. Are you guys are you still shelter in place, or can you get out? You wear your mask. What's that like?
Yeah.
For you guys there.
So it's what they call phase 2, where they are allowing people to go out, but you are having a mask on. A lot of the stores aren't letting you go in unless you have a mask on. With restaurants, they're doing the 50% capacity, a lot of outdoor seating and things like that. But I don't know. It hasn't been the best for us here in Louisiana. It seems that that's not working, or people are going into the store and the employee stops them and says, "Hey, we'd like for you to put your mask on." And they're like, "Oh, thanks for telling me." And they just keep walking.
Right. Or they push back, or somebody gets
angry. My side job, I'm an educator.
Are you a teacher?
I was a teacher, but I actually moved out of the classroom into a role that's called an instructional coach.
Oh my gosh, my daughter does that.
Oh wow! So I work with the teachers. Is that what she does?
Yeah, she works with the teachers. She became a reading specialist, and she moved to the actual teaching side of things to a certain degree. And she's a little concerned now. She's in Newport News, Virginia.
Yeah.
But they were just told that everything's going to be virtual till at least November. So, and she's got kids, and it's a hard thing. I mean, she's going to have to teach with a whole different way of teaching, or, connecting, whatever she's doing, but very similar to what you were doing. So
yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'm actually supposed to go back to work tomorrow, but school hasn't started yet, and they're still making final decisions. They might push us back till after Labor Day. They might not. So I'm going in full blazing, trying to do whatever I can to help the teachers that I work with, but it's still kind of iffy.
It is. Wow. We are in phase 4, right, Deb? Yeah, we're in phase 4 here in New York.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
We're just not allowed to go anywhere, though. We're in phase 4, but we're not allowed to leave our state, because if we go anywhere, we have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So catch 22.
True.
And if anybody comes visit us, they have to quarantine.
Right. We vacation in the Outer Banks every September. And I know it's crazy because it's hurricane season, but we always do it anyways. And now,
how many times did you get caught in a hurricane?
We won't go down that road. It's one subject in this house. But now on vacation, we've got to, unless they lift it. When we get back, I get 14 days of quarantine before I can go back to work. So,
it's
crazy.
Man, it is very crazy. But again,
it is.
We got to do what we got to do to get us where we need to. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude,
Absolutely. And that's why we're doing this. We're looking at it from a different angle and being positive about what we're doing. Let's talk about your music and your songwriting. How often do you get together and write with other artists or other songwriters, or how does all that work for you?
I've been writing songs since I was about 20. So about 10, 11 years now. That was not something that came easily to me at first. I sang everybody else's music for the longest time, and I prayed and prayed and prayed that I could write songs. And I remember I was in college, and I was a music minor, and they had these little piano rooms that you could go and sit down and practice. And I went to one of those piano rooms, and I sat down and I was playing, and I could come up with tunes, but it was the words that was the hardest part for me. I sat down that day, and words just started flowing, and I wrote my first song. That was back in 2007, I believe. And from then on, it became a passion and a love. And I kind of tag teamed with my sister. She's a few years older than me. And she and I are very much alike. And I kind of tag teamed with her on my very first album. And my dad as well helped write. But as far as writing with other artists, that's something that I've just dipped my toe off in. I write mostly with family, but I just started writing with others. And it's only been 2 people. And I was very nervous. I was very nerve-wracking.
Why,
it was cool.
Why were you nervous? I don't get it.
Because
maybe you didn't know them, or how did you guys get together, or why would you be nervous?
Well, both of them, it was new to me. I knew of them. I don't know if you've ever heard of Grace Askew. She's from Memphis, but I knew of her, and she's filming a documentary, and she wrote a song a day for 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Insane. She's really incredible. And she was doing a documentary, and the videographer for the documentary was like, I think you need to write with her. Y'all would do really well. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I drove to Memphis, and he filmed us writing the song, and we knocked it out in about 30 minutes. And it was incredible. It was like the first time I'd ever written with anyone else. But it was just so nerve-wracking because songwriting, to me, and you've heard this a million times, is super personal. And it is. It is just coming from your heart, coming from your soul. And since I had never done it with anybody before, I didn't want them to be like, oh, no, that's not how you do it. That's not how you write a song, because I'd always gone about it my way, or with my sister or with my dad, which I could be like, yeah, no, we don't need to do it that way, And so it was just new. It was just letting someone get to know you before you even really knew them. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. You're right. Very personal. And if you're going to write something, they're going to find out a lot about you, and maybe it's like you don't know what their thoughts are going to be when they hear it. So,
right. Because I'm very open to doing it again, though. Or doing it more. I've done it twice since then, and I enjoyed the process. It's just finding the right people.
Yeah. Can you hear this?
Oh, I can. I hear Steve Henson on that slide guitar.
Yeah, I was going to mention the slide guitar, but being Bridesmaid, where did you write this?
Sitting right here in this room, actually, in this very room at the desk that this computer's sitting on. It's a true story, Skip. That's straight from the heart.
Listen to this. Listen, this is so good. Listen to just a quick little snippet of it. Here we go. Gotta love this.
They say my day will come, but it can't happen soon enough.
Hopefully you can hear it okay.
Then I'll be the one standing next to that girl in white. Always bridesmaid, never bride. I keep asking.
But you became a bride.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
How many bridesmaid dresses do you have hanging in the closet?
It's at least 9.
Oh, isn't there what is that movie? 27 dresses?
I feel like that girl, or I did.
Yeah.
And I'm saving it for one more. I'm only going to be in one more wedding. One of my good friends, Mindy, whenever she gets married, I said, that's it. That's it for me.
That's expensive too, I would imagine. I know from a guy's point of view, when we have to go out and get tuxes and all that, I mean, that adds up. Somebody asks you to be in a wedding, it's like, dude, I got to work some overtime.
It is, yes. But it's a huge honor. And I've loved being a bridesmaid. I've loved it. Every time that I've been a bridesmaid, I have absolutely loved it. But before I was married and before I even had a potential, I was like, lucky suckers. And I just thought about that of, when will it be my turn? Oh, my goodness.
Well, there they go.
My husband is being terrible at this whole keeping the dogs quiet thing.
He's doing a good job.
That's okay.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. I sat there and thought several times, when's it going to be my turn? What do I have to do to be this? And it was kind of the wrong mindset, honestly, because, you don't want to rush into anything. But I just thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to write a song from the bridesmaid's point of view and just take some of those feelings? Because I wrote it after I was married. Take some of those feelings, put it down, and just make it a fun kind of tongue-in-cheek song. That's all it really is.
But I can see, women singing along to that. I could see, because I'm sure that's, I don't really know.
Right. And I say that.
It just all these, the gowns hanging in the closet, and you've been in so many weddings, yet you have never made it to be the bride. Yeah,
exactly. And that's kind of what I say when I do play it. I've only gotten a chance to play it live a few times because I released it, and then live show's gone. But those few times I was like, guys, sorry, you might not relate to this one, but I know there's a whole bunch of girls out there that feel me on this.
I love it. I love the song. I think it's, we need more songs like that on the radio for the women.
Yeah.
Real life. It's a real life situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was my life.
I found
it was not anymore. Now you have a whole new chapter with all new exciting thoughts that you'll be writing about.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So is this, you've done 3 albums already, right? So is this a new part of the 4th, or is the 4th done? Where are you in that stage? I
am in the smack dab middle of it. I actually recorded half of it in November, had plans to come back. I record a lot of my stuff on school breaks. So I had plans to come back in February and was unable to make the trip then. And then at the moment, we're probably going to release a couple of more singles before the album's actually out. But we are halfway through because we've done 2 full lengths and then an EP. And I think we're going to go for another full length with this one because we've got 7 done so far. So just a few more to make a full length album.
Are you recording there, or are you heading out to Nashville to record? I might have missed that.
I record in Nashville at Funhouse Studios with Ernie Rao. And he gets some of the best guys, like you heard Steve Henson's playing slide guitar and steel. Brent Mason's on the lead guitar. Mark Beckett on the drums. It's just ridiculous. Musical geniuses, I tell you.
When I hear a slide guitar, the steel guitar, that just makes me melt. I just love that sound.
Yeah.
Immediately in that Bridesmaid tune. So.
And a lot of my other songs have that too. It's one of those things that I too love. I love slide. I love steel. And so majority of my music is going to have a heavy steel guitar, heavy slide in it as well.
I'll be listening to more of it then.
Oh yeah, I'll have to send it to you.
How do your coworkers all feel, and have they adjusted to you being the star on the rise, and here you are working with them on a daily basis?
They keep on saying, just remember me when. It's so funny. My principal at my school, she was like, I'm surprised you're back this year. I thought you would be, off on the road. I was like, well, I'm just waiting on that phone call,
How do you think, would they I guess the ultimate decision would be yours, but if you get a chance to go out and open up for somebody and it's during the school year or whatever, I mean, it's just, you're just hoping it. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Oh yeah. I would be like, peace out, y'all. Love you. But you know what's going on here. And they know that, and they want the best for me. And absolutely. I promise you, I could probably be on the road for 20 years. And if I wanted to retire and say, hey, can I have my job back? If it was the same people, they'd let me, because they are 100% supportive of it. When I have shows around, they come out.
That's awesome. That's awesome that they all get together for
kids
that.
In their classroom, my music videos. They're very supportive.
You got to love that. I mean, that's a big part of it right there. I mean, having the support of your friends, and I'm sure your husband and family, all that has to come together to what you want to do to make all that work. That all come together. So.
Oh, without a doubt. And my family has been the most supportive. My dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, my mama. I mean, my goodness, they have been the most supportive. My mama calls me all the time. Hey, well, have you made it big yet? I'm like, Mama, you'll be the first to know, I promise. But without them, I wouldn't be anywhere. And they mean the world to me. They do.
When Mama calls next time, you say, yeah, because I was on Skip Happens.
I'm gonna tell her, and she's gonna freak out.
What Skip Happens? Well,
it's a big deal, Mama.
That it is.
And we're having a lot of fun doing what we do. What's that, Deb?
No, I say I read that you were CMA's Emerging Artist of the Year for how many years in a row? That's quite a compliment.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
If you get anything with CMA attached to it, it's pretty it's a pretty big deal.
That is. How do
really
they recognize you to do that?
So I know y'all know about CMA Fest that happens in the summer. Well, they have within the hall, I'm sure you've been in there, the Fanfare X, and they only choose so many emerging artists to have a booth. You have to meet so many requirements, and they have thousands of applicants, and they choose from those that apply as emerging artists to have a booth in Fanfare X. And I've been chosen for 5 years, and then I couldn't go because of my dad's illness 1 year, and then this year it didn't happen. And so it was a huge honor because you're right there. 1 year my booth was back to back with Alan Jackson. So I was like peeking through the curtain. Alan,
can I just hop over and join Alan for a few minutes?
Yes.
That have been nice.
Like, Alan, you want to talk about this duet? I think
I got a song for you, Alan. Here you go. You'll love it. But it's really neat because, again, you get to meet so many people, and they come and stand in line, and you take pictures and you sign autographs, and they're like, I don't know you yet, but I'm going to know you someday. And in fact, I don't know. You can see Bob Lilliamstrom. That I met Bob and his wife, Barb. What I can't even remember. He'll tell me. But at least 5 years ago at CMA Fest, and they've been huge supporters of my music ever since then. And that's where they met me, was there. And I've just made some really good friends and fans along the way. And it was all because of that, being chosen as that CMA Emerging Artist.
I know Deb spends a lot of time in Nashville, and CMA Fest, she's probably got, how many have you been to, Deb? Deb froze.
Deb!
I know. We probably saw you at that Fanfare X at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, you probably did.
So,
Deb, how many have you been to?
21 of them in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You should get an award. They should recognize you.
Yeah. I figured I own a chair or a spot or something there. But you know what? We've been going for so long now. We have a whole group. We're up to about 50 people that we meet every year, and it's a big family reunion. So this year was kind of depressing, but what are you going to do?
You can see me sliding some of these messages over. We're getting a lot of notes. Of course, Jennifer, who we all know, and Bob says hi, Hannah, and we got Brendan watching. David Shaw, love David Shaw, such a great guy. Do you know? You must know David, right?
I know of David. Yes.
One of the best, and definitely just a great guy. But it's good stuff. So Deb has been doing this a lot with the fan club. She spends a lot of time in Nashville taking care of business, as well as enjoying a lot of the shows, and I'm pretty jealous about that. When you can do 21 in a row, I mean, that's crazy.
That takes stamina.
It does. And you know what's funny? We don't sleep when we're there, which I'm sure you know. You're working it. So, there's a kind of a joke in my family now. It's just that whenever I go down there, I mean, my son had said to me one time, he's like, Mom, you're exhausting me. Like when I'm there, I'm just out and about, whether it be during CMA Fest or not. I feel like I just don't stop. I'm always finding something going on somehow.
There ain't no tired like a CMA Fest tired, I tell you.
Absolutely. Do you have some favorite places that you play when you're in Nashville at all?
Can you hear us there?
The play is the listening. Okay. Did I skip?
Yeah, you froze. Your mouth was wide open.
It's not a good look for me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yes. Where have you
I love the listening room. It's one of my favorite places to play. The sound in there is incredible. In fact, the last CMA Fest, I had a fan club party at the listening room. It was really, really cool. And then one that a lot of people don't know about is in Midtown, and it's called The Row. And I call him my Uncle Mike, but he books it. He books the artists there, and it's really a cool place. And I love to go play The Row every time I'm in town. So shout out to the Midtown Meltdown.
Love it.
Are they in the downtown or outside of the downtown area?
Just a little bit outside of the downtown area. As you're coming up, it's Lyle Avenue is the street, but I couldn't tell you what that connects to.
I'll check it out.
And take a right. Take your second left at the light.
They have a delicious fried green tomato and pimento cheese sandwich.
Mm.
I don't know if you really like that, Skip.
Both of us were silent. Could you tell? We're like,
Food.
okay.
I'm very happy. I don't care what you throw at me. I'll try it. So that sounds good. Actually, sounds really good.
It is. It's a good one. I promise. I wouldn't lead you astray when it comes to food.
So you put out an EP of maybe 2 albums now, did you say? Or
yeah, I had 2 full-length albums and then 1 EP.
Okay, very good. And now you've got a song on the radio. What was that reaction when you first heard your song on the radio?
Oh man, there's nothing like it. It's kind of like I don't guess deja vu is the way, but it's kind of like wait. Look, let me look. Oh, wait, that's a radio station. And then they can come on with a voice like yours, Skip. And that was Hannah Belle with Bridesmaid. And you're like, oh, that's me. That's really me. And so it's really neat. It's really neat. And then they come up behind you with another song of one of your favorite artists. And you're just like,
that's cool.
This is cool.
Yeah. And then they call it an RDS on the dashboard. That's what prints out. You'll see it print out the radio station, and then it would say Hannah Belle, Bridesmaids. So it's like, that's got to be just cool.
Yes, it is. Fun fact, Skip, before I was an educator, I was actually a radio DJ. And I went to school. I've got my bachelor's in mass media communications.
No way.
Yeah. And so I worked for a classic country radio station in Faraday, Louisiana. KWTG 104.7 The Gator. And I played on my show.
Just came out, by the way.
Yes, indeed. I got one of those, I tell you.
Yeah, I love it.
I played, my show was called Hannah Belle's Kicking Country.
Okay.
And it was majority 90s country, because that's my favorite.
Yay.
Garth, Michael Montgomery, Alan.
For sure.
Early Keith. Oh, my gosh.
Clay Walker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on.
Let's go with one that most people never throw out, but one of my favorites, Black Hawk.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
I don't know if you can see this or not.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh. No way. This is so cool.
Then if I open it up, they gave this to me because I've been doing this for a while. Look at this guitar that's in there.
Little tiny guitar.
All three of the guys signed it, and they sent it to me, and it's sitting right here on the table. And you just mentioned Black Hawk. You must have.
I loved them. My brother was really who got me into Black Hawk.
Every once in a while.
Oh gosh, so good. They're just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. I love Black Hawk. But I'm a huge 90s country fan, and so when I was on the radio, I played strictly 90s country on my show. And when I play in front of people, it's my music and 90s country. That's my show. And so
I can't wait to come to a show now.
Oh, it's so much fun. Shania, we got Faith Hill. I mean, Jody Messina, Terry Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Definitely good stuff. Oh, yeah. Definitely good stuff. Would you ever do the radio thing again?
I would. I loved it. In fact, I still do radio commercials on the side as a side job.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yep. Got in the studio. Also doubles. Wait, not doubles. That was the fourth thing that it does.
I'm sitting I am in my Deb. Or she would come over here and we do the podcast all from my podcast studio. We call it the Pod Zone. And it's all, I didn't spare anything. This is all something I've always wanted to do. And I kicked it off a year ago, April. I've also have a full voiceover studio. Deb has seen it. It's on the other side of the room. I do voiceovers. I do commercial work. I do all that on the side. So it's really, really, I just love it.
Yes.
And I was just going to say, it's really, really cool. But you know what a crutch is? My wife says every time I do the podcast, I say really, really cool way too much. So,
oh man,
I guess that's my crutch. So
my crutch is I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
That's really, really cool. So,
I get done singing a song and I'm on stage and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then the next song, appreciate it. I'm like, oh, stop, Hannah.
I love this. Hannah, do you think your radio career helped you with what you're doing now?
100%. It helped me. It was radio. When I was in college, like I said, it was mass media. And so I did TV as well. And we had MCTV. That was the college that I went to. It was Mississippi College. And so we had a set and we sat at the newsstand, read in the teleprompter. And I was one of the anchors for MCTV. And so, I learned how to look directly into a camera, read off a teleprompter, hold yourself in front of people, how to speak on a microphone, how to just answer interview questions, all of those types of things. Even though I didn't end up doing that as my full-time job, I released a single at a country radio years ago called Portunate. And I got to do the whole radio tour thing where I went to different radio stations, 3 different stations in a day, right? And I was like, man, I know now why God made me sign up for communications, even though I had no idea what communications meant when I declared it as a major.
I have another one for you. You've also been pre-trained for when one day you will be at the CMA Awards and you'll either be accepting an award or you will be presenting information. So you'll have to be at the mic, reading the teleprompter, maybe performing, and then accepting an award. So it all will come full circle down the road.
Just anymore. So I'm hoping that phone call is going to be ringing sometime soon. Hannah Belle, come host the awards.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Give it some time. Definitely.
On my way.
But it was definitely meant to be. It has helped in incredible ways. I mean, it just like you said, you can get in front of a mic and that's scary sometimes, but I've learned to not let the microphone scare me. It helps with stage presence, communicating with the audience, all that kind of stuff. It was definitely a meant to be. No coincidences, that's for sure.
In the early days of radio, one of the things we were told, and I even tell my people now, that if just put a stuffed animal in front of you, or when you're in the studio, or a picture of your best friend, and have that conversation.
Yeah.
So
that's all you got to do.
I sit here and just kind of look at my gnome.
Oh, there you go. He's cute. I have a llama up here.
So we just have a conversation. It doesn't talk back. It listens to me, and it's all good.
That's all you got to do. Pretend that your best friends are all out there.
Yeah. Are the dogs okay?
I know. I'm just kind of iffy. I'm looking over here. I hear things going on out there. So who knows? We could have another blow up soon.
So how often do you do like your Facebook shows and you get online and do maybe a station takeover or Facebook takeover? How often do you do those? I've been doing at least one a week recently. Nice. I do my own Facebook show every other week. And in between that, I've been doing a lot of takeovers with different radio stations or different just Facebook pages. But I do Hang In with Hannah every other Thursday. And I usually make it themed around something like songs about summer, songs about home. Still thinking about that next theme, though. I haven't decided on it yet, but it'll be, is it this Thursday? Yes, this Thursday. Right. That's good, because what Deb does with her, she's got a whole list with the Country Music Fan Club. Is she usually puts a link up there if you want to, because you've been a guest on our podcast, that, hey, you want to hear more. So, I would love that. And it's just like this. I set my little thing up and I sit here and I play and I talk to the people, answer the questions. And the doorbell rings and the doorbell rings. UPS man comes, delivering my millionth Amazon package. Yeah. It's real life. When you get a chance, like the Country Music Fan Club Facebook page, and we'll go ahead and like you back, or whatever this terminology is. This way we can, as soon as we know you're going to be doing something, or when you get live or whatever, we can get that information out, because our viewers, one of the things they love is getting to know some new artists that they may not be introduced to otherwise. Yes. So this is a great opportunity for some new fan engagement.
I would love that. And I think I'm scheduled to do one. It was going to be last Thursday, but internet was not good. And so I'm doing a follow-up this Thursday for Hanging with Hannah.
Hanging with Hannah. I love
That's
it.
great.
You know, I can say that, of course, being a radio guy, and I'm sure you can relate, but there's some people where you try to talk to, and it's just like pulling teeth sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here having a conversation with you like you're my best friend.
Yay!
Your personality is coming right out. And, you have it in your music. You have it as a person. I mean, you've got the complete package.
Oh, man, you're making me blush.
I know. I can tell.
All the cheeks red. Look at that.
But it's just... You're making this really easy for Deb and I. There's some that we didn't know you till we spoke with you tonight. I mean, a couple of emails or texts, but other than that, really not much. And you've made this so easy. And I'm sure you're like this in front of listeners or when you do a show, and so you're drawing them in. Your personality does that. And
my dad will say, "I done told you that now, Hannah." I'm gonna say, "Dad, but you're biased." But now Skip told me, so I guess I believe him now.
Yes, you should. You should, because you've got the complete package.
Thank you.
Your single being on the radio, I can see that going up the charts. And don't look back; just keep looking ahead. Everything that you do, music wise, because you've got the talent. And here again, as we mentioned early on. We talk to a lot of artists and a lot of new artists, and you need to be heard. You need to be seen. And it just seems like everybody we've talked to, it's so good. And there's so many of you out there that are so good that need to get out there instead of the usual same 5 or 6. And all due respect, I'm just saying, though, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. And I think it's starting to come around. So,
There's a lot of talent out there.
You're saying. And I think I froze up just a second.
You did. Your mouth was open again.
Okay. But no, I agree 100%. I've got so many friends that are in the music industry that they write music and they play, and I'm just in awe of them. And I'm like, how in the world is this song a million times better than 10 other songs that are out there?
Right.
And so I appreciate what you're saying there about how good it is. And again, thank you for doing this for us. There's not a lot that do this for us. So thank you.
Well, we would do it, we just started doing it as because I have a lot of friends in the record industry and a lot of promoters, for example, Jennifer and people like that. And it's all clicked, and knowing Deb, we've become best friends, and we just have a ball doing it. And we know what you need, I think, especially during this time, which we mentioned a few minutes ago. So
exactly. And y'all are doing your part. And here we go. I appreciate you.
And that's really, really cool.
Yes.
My wife's gonna kill me. She's probably
really, really cool. You know what? I'm gonna keep a tick sheet.
Oh, you're gonna keep a sheet?
Next time we get on, or the next couple times, I'm just gonna keep a tick sheet on how many times you say that. We'll see how you're really doing.
That's a way to break a habit. I remember taking speech class when I was in college, and every or like she counted off for. And you knew. I was like, oh my goodness, better stop that. It helped me out a lot.
I'm in the studio every day. I do an afternoon shift, and I don't do any of that on air.
Yeah.
But when I get on this, I don't know what it is, but
it's really cool. That's what it is.
It's really that's what it is. Can I ask a personal question?
For sure.
Okay. Tell us about your husband. What do you do?
My hardworking hubby. I'm really proud of him because just recently he got a promotion in his job. His name is Hunter, and he works in construction. He was an HVAC and worked his way up, and he is now a project manager for the construction company. So he's not sweating in the Louisiana heat anymore on top of all the buildings in New Orleans. He gets to wear his khakis and his shirt and all that kind of stuff.
That's cool. Good for him. And I take it there's no kids in the marriage yet. How long have you been married?
We've been married for 4 years.
Oh, that's not long. Okay.
No, we have 2 kids. Their names are Wicked and Tink.
I knew that was coming.
That's enough for right now, let me tell you.
Yes.
It is plenty. We love our little doggies to death. I call my little Tink my little Tink baby because that's what she is.
I love it. How old did you say the dogs were?
Wicket's older. He's 9, and Tink is just a little over a year. I call Wicket a rescue because I rescued him from my brother. He had 3 young kids, all like boom, 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 and poor Wicket was not doing well there.
It gets crazy.
Got lost in the shuffle.
He did. So he's now spoiled rotten and loves his mom and dad.
Very cool. Very cool. What do you do for fun? Do you get out? Do you, well, now I realize we're in quarantine, but do you like to go to sporting events? Do you hunt? Do you fish? Do you go hiking? Do you ride a bike? What do you guys do?
It's like you know me. I love the water. I am a water person. And anytime that we can, we're on the boat. If we're just driving down the river to the lake, swimming, whatever, I do love to fish. I like to go hunting, but I'm not much on the killing part. And so I like to eat the meat, but I don't like to do the killing. But I love to spend time with my family. I love to read. That's been one of my things that I've been doing a lot here in quarantine is reading. I've read over like 15 books so far in 2020.
Okay.
But number one, I can be on that water on my boat. It's a good day.
Yeah. Water ski?
No, not a water skier. You would be saying something crazy. I'm not even a water tuber. I just like to be on the boat and ride.
Yep. Soak up the sun.
Exactly.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Yeah. That's cool. What do you drive?
I drive a Toyota Highlander, white.
Cool.
And on the back, it has a bumper sticker that says 0.0, I don't run. Oh, it's just wonderful. I love my car.
Little sticky dogs. Yeah. The stick, you know how they have stick people, but now they also have the dogs on the back window.
I don't have that yet. I've thought about it. I've thought about the dog mom sticker, but as of right now, it's just the no running thing.
I got you. Well, this has been awesome tonight, and we love your music, and it's Bridesmaid, which is on the radio now. That's the most recent single, and I'm so glad that Jennifer was she said, Skip, you got to listen to this. I kept saying, yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'll get to it. And because we do have a lot on our plate.
Right.
And, finally, I gave it a listen, and she goes, well, you're going to add it now? I go, no. A good thing. So.
That is awesome. I'm glad that you took the time to listen, and I'm glad the big thing is I'm glad you liked it.
No, absolutely. I do like it. And I think, it's something a little bit different from what we have on the radio. You know what I mean? It's more female oriented. It's, women are going to be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
And so I think you're doing the right thing, which is, I was going to say really, really cool, but I thought.
Look at you.
That was 3 just on the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
She started tallying you already. Oh no!
In her hand and everything. Look at this.
I got my pen. I'm taking all kinds of notes here.
You go ahead.
To improve.
Have you
it's constructive criticism?
There you go.
Have you ever been in the Northeast? You there? There you are.
Okay, there we are. Say that one more time.
Have you ever been in the Northeast, like Syracuse, or up in anywhere up? No.
No, the furthest I've been is Washington, D.C. I need to get a little bit more north in my life.
No, that's all right. I mean, you just got to come at the right time. If and when you're able to come to this area, you don't want to come like in January or February where we get the lake effect snow off the Lake Ontario. But
yes, I'll be like, what is this falling from the sky? We don't get much of that down here in Louisiana.
No. We get like a foot of snow in a matter of a few hours, and our day still goes on like there's nothing happening. So
it freezes, and we're like, school's canceled. Yeah. Nobody drive. Stay off the roads.
I tell everybody this story. I was at the country radio seminar many years ago, and I was staying at the Hilton, and I woke up in the morning. The radio was on, and they're going through all these school closings. And I'm going, damn, it must have really wow. So I open up the blinds, and I'm like, there's grass.
Yeah. It's like a scraping.
It's a little, yes, exactly. Just a little bit of ice on the roads and stuff. And they're like, oh, everything's closed.
Yeah.
It was
Can't do it.
Are you kidding? But I guess it's only because they don't, have so many trucks for the city, to take care of the roads and what have you. So
we can drive through hurricanes, but do not let it snow outside.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Every area has its element, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Now, is there a hurricane heading in your direction?
So Hurricane Hannah was recent, right?
Yeah, well, I'm talking to Hannah right now.
Yeah, she's a wild thing, I'll tell you. But it actually turned more towards Texas. Now, we've been getting a lot of the after effects. It rained all day today. So it was terrible. I was scared. But I think it's actually starting to rain again. I kind of hear it coming down, which might be why the internet connection's doing what it is. But that's all we've got right now.
Uh-huh. Well, so what was the temperature there today?
It was cool. See, that's why I have this on, because it was raining and it was only up to 80 degrees.
Oh, wow.
That's just the rain.
It was 93 here today and humid as heck.
Y'all beat us.
And then it's, we get the storms. When it gets that hot and humid, we get a storm that comes through and it cools it off. And then it heats back up again. Then we get another storm. That's what happened here.
I was just checking the weather. We got a cool front, 82, 84 tomorrow. Man, it's springtime here in the South.
You got to love it. Hannah, you've been awesome tonight. We're not going to keep you much longer. I want to say thank you for doing this, hooking up with us. And we're glad to have your song on the radio. And of course, Deb with the Country Music Fan Club. I'm sure, she puts a lot of shows together and she's both in Nashville and also in the Northeast. That's how we got to know each other, because I was the radio guy at one time and she was like lost at the country radio seminar. And
that's easy to do. I've been to CRS a few times. You can get lost easily there amongst all the people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, thousands of people.
Yes.
That was a lot of years ago and it's changed so much. And I even wonder what they're going to do in the spring. I don't know. I heard a rumor they were pushing it back because of everything that was going on, or is going on. I don't. Now I kind of wonder if they'll have it at all. So we'll just have to wait and see how all that goes down.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I usually do frequent the CRS. So maybe if it does happen and you guys are going, we will meet up.
We will. We'll have a party of some sort.
Sounds good. I do appreciate y'all so much for taking the time to have me on the show. Absolutely. And for playing my music. It means more than you know to me. So I'm very honored. Thank you.
Let's talk about, what is your website?
My website is hannah-belle.com. That's Hannah with an H, Belle with an E, like the Disney princess. Mm-hmm. And it does have the little dash in between the words for the website. It has all of my links to my socials there, but if you just Google Hannah Belle, you'll find me. Mm-hmm. I'm on the Facebook and the Instagram and all those places. And that's where I do all my socializing. So,
and do you have merchandise? Do you have merch?
I do. I have a couple t-shirts, some koozies, because you got to have a koozie. We did have these really foam dome hats. I think we sold out of those, thank goodness, because they were not cute. And of course, CDs and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, you can find all that on my website.
The reason I asked that, and I do this with every artist, is that, right now with everything that's going on, of course, you're lucky enough to have another gig, but there's a lot that don't. And I think, if you could support the artist, go online, get some merch, you're supporting the artist. So if you're watching this or listening to this, just go to hannah-belle.com, correct?
Correct.
And check out the merch that she's got and make sure you support her. It kind of helps.
Yeah. And I'd love to send y'all some merch. So y'all send me your addresses so I can send y'all some stuff up there.
All right. Well, when we click off, just stay right where you are and we'll give you all that info. But
that sounds good.
Again, go out, check out the single. It's called Bridesmaid. It's available now. You can go to the website, hannah-belle.com, and download all the music or get the music, purchase the music, just about anywhere that you get your music from. Everything's online now. It's all about being social. And everything's right there in front of you. So, and also don't forget the Country Music Fan Club. Deb, your website and your Facebook is?
Just go to our Facebook page, the Country Music Fan Club, or just Country Music Fan Club, and like us. You'll get all your information there. We're updating our website, so right now everything's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I got a great social media team there.
It's awesome what she did. She's got a team. It's just me, but the work they do is just unbelievable. So gotta love it.
Thank you.
Deb's got those people working with her. And of course, I'm Skip Clark, and this is Skip Happens. And please subscribe to the podcast, and you'll see the new artists as they come out and we get them on. Even some of the well-established artists. We've talked to Pam Tillis. We had Martina McBride on last week. We had some of the big artists. So it's just, I think it's
the place to be.
Really, really cool.
He was hesitating. He
caught himself.
I was thinking, how am I going to get out of this?
I filled in.
She tried to help you. I sabotaged you. I took you down.
It was right on the tip of his tongue.
Well,
oh man.
Really, really cool night. So
it was.
How many does that make, Deb?
I we're up to 6 right now.
Okay.
Just in the last 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Hannah, you're awesome. God bless you. We love you. We love your music. We love what you're doing. And hopefully, we'll get you some new fans. I always say it's like one fan at a time.
Yeah, it is. So. And that one fan gets you to another fan, and it goes on from there. But thanks.
Yep.
I love y'all too.
Right back in. Hey, wear your mask when you go out. We don't want anything to happen to you.
Don't you worry. Got that.
Or even little dogs.
Yeah, I need masks for them.
Do you have masks for them?
I don't, but I just thought they would look super cute, wouldn't they?
Well, you got to get Hannah Belle mask. Think about
merch items. There we go, Skip.
No. And that stuff is so hot right now. But
yes.
Many people doing it. But if you got fans, they would definitely. I'm just saying. Okay, never mind. Okay. I think that would be a really good thing to do.
I think you're right. Okay. Good idea.
All right. Hannah, we love you. And we'll talk to you real soon. Stay right there. And Deb, talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye, guys.